All right, so today we're going to continue learning about systems, and now we're going to solve the same systems we did in the beginning of the reference, but we're going to use a method called substitution. So these two systems, so this is an example here and this example here, are the exact same systems we did by graphing. So this one didn't change at all. So if you look at these two equations, yesterday we solved it here. Same exact two equations, except this one was done by graphing and our solution was 1, 1. So let's start with that. Let's put in the corner. We know that the solution is going to be 1, 1. So x will equal 1 and y will equal 1. So how do we solve by substitution? Well, this is your best case scenario when they're both y equals. You can pretty much set them equal to each other. So you can take this negative 3x plus 4 and you can substitute it for that y right there. So again, you can basically set this equal to this. So if I write that system out for this type of substitution, it would be negative 3x plus 4 equals, does anyone think they can tell me the rest of the equation? Yeah, 3x minus 2. All right, so now I'm just going to solve for x. I already know in the back of my head I should get x equals 1. So first thing I'm going to do, get rid of the smaller variable term, plus 3x, plus 3x. Make sure you're copying this down. I get 4 equals 6x minus 2. Then I have to do what to both sides? Plus 2. I get 6 equals 6x. So therefore, x equals 1. So in order to solve a system, I have to have the x and the y. So this is where we do something called back sub or back substitution. So I'll do it here in blue. So we're going to write, let's see here, I'll put it over to the side, back sub. So this will be our second substitution. So we already substituted once here. Now I'm going to take this x equals 1, and I'm going to substitute it into either equation. It doesn't matter. I should still get y equals 1. So I'll choose the second equation here. So basically I'm going to rewrite it, but I'm going to substitute that x into the second equation. So now that would be y equals, who can substitute x equals 1 into there? 3 times 1 minus 2. 3 times 1 is 3, minus 2, which is 1. So y equals 1. So there's my solution using substitution. X equals 1, y equals 1. And there you have it. It's the same as the coordinates that we got here when we did it by graphing. It was 1, 1. All right, so the next one, yesterday we did this one by graphing. It was negative 1, comma 3. So x plus 4, I didn't change that one at all, but just to make it a little bit more difficult substitution, what I did here was I added 6x to both sides just to show you, plus 6x plus 6x. So then I rewrote the equation as y plus 6x equals negative 3. Okay, so it's the same equation, I just changed it a little bit to make the substitution a little bit more difficult. Okay, so again, I know that the answer is going to come out to negative 1, comma 3. So let's write that here, negative 1, comma 3. X should equal negative 1, and y should equal 3. All right, so this substitution is going to take a little bit more effort. So I usually box what I'm going to substitute. And if you ever see a y equals or an x equals, you automatically want to substitute that. So I'm going to substitute this y equals x plus 4. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. So does anyone think they can read me the second equation, but instead of saying y, substitute x plus 4? 6x plus x plus 4 equals negative 3. Okay, does anyone see any like terms I can combine? This would be 7x plus 4 equals negative 3. What would I do next? minus 4 minus 4, 7x equals negative 7. Divide each side by 7. Get x equals negative 1. All right, that's exactly what I wanted because that's what I got when I did it by graphing. Okay, so now here comes my back sub. So I'll put it over here. So I know that I want my y to be equal to 3. So I'm going to take this one, and usually I back sub it into the one that's already y equals or x equals. So I want to know y. Well, this is what y is. Y equals this. So I'm going to back sub it right here. So I'm going to rewrite that as y equals, can anyone substitute negative 1 for x? Tell me what it says. Negative 1 plus 4. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3. So there's my solution. Y equals 3 and x equals negative 1. Again, this is using substitution, and it gives me the same answer as I got